Today is Friday repair day. We're going to go over some simple repairs that work on a myriad of projects.
We like to shop at thrift stores, but sometimes that involves a little bit of work on our part to get them ready to paint.
Starting out, we've got this little table. It's got some wobble on it. I'm going to bring you in close here so you can see what's going on. It should be a pretty quick, simple fix. One of the best ways to get furniture cheap is to get it broken. People start throwing stuff out or giving stuff away when it breaks. You can see the crack in the split there. This is screwed in, but it can't get tight unless we fix this. This is Titebond 2 wood glue. I'm just going to finish breaking these all the way. It's alright, the glue will make that bond really, really strong. But this enables me to get the glue down on the whole surface of the piece of wood and get the best adhesion. I'm going to put a little more than I need and then squeeze it out with a clamp. Okay, so right there you can see it's wanting to roll and fall out of the clamps. So, solution to that. So I've got this piece here and this piece here. Got the glue on there liberally. So I'm going to create some down pressure here to kind of keep everything squished together. And then now I'm going to squeeze this down and pull it together with the clamp. And now this is foam, it's not actual wood. So what I'm going to do, I still have wood glue. The Titebond will work on it. You could use epoxy, that would also do well. You might even be able to use like hot glue, but I want this to get down in this crack pretty well without taking the mirror apart. I was looking at taking the mirror out, but it's glued to the back of this. So I'm just gonna get as much glue as I can right in this seam, and then I will let that sit for a minute and seep down in there and then clamp it up. And that should work really well on this foam. So back when I was building tables all the time, I picked up a couple of these big 50-inch clamps. These are just Bessie clamps. I got them down at Home Depot. They're about $50 each. They are really handy. You can get a lot of clamping pressure with them. And this is what I used to keep tabletops together as I was gluing those up. So I'm just gonna clamp this down. If you don't have a 50-inch clamp or don't wanna go get one to fix a $20 mirror, what you can do is use a ratchet strap to tighten this up. Just run a ratchet strap around it, tighten that up. Or I've also used just a piece of twine, and then you put a stick in there and twist that around until it's tight. But these Bessie clamps are going to work really, really well. Okay, just a damp paper towel here. It's getting off the excess glue. While I'm waiting for glue to dry up on the little table and the mirror, I've got this marble rolling pin. It didn't have any handles. It was just like this down at the thrift store. Bought it for $1. I've got a 5/16 dowel that I'm gonna run through the center. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna fix it using this old crib rung. So I want about 1.5 inches so that I have a lot to glue onto on this dowel. So I'm just gonna mark it right there. And then also on this rung, I'm holding it here. I've got a little bit poking out. I'll probably round that with a sander. So I'm just gonna cut it right here and then do the same thing to this side. Just trim those off, and then I'll drill a 5/16 hole in there so that it can fit down in the dowel. Alright, so I've kind of marked out center. I've got it over here on the drill press. And I believe I mentioned it was 5/16. It's actually 3/8 on the dowel. So I've got a 3/8 bit in the drill press here, and I've got it clamped down, and I'm gonna drill it straight down through, well, as straight as we can here. The clamp is probably the most important part of this setup. If you don't have a drill press, you could do this with a handheld drill the same way. that'll work. We'll let that dry.
So the rolling pin we're gonna leave as is. I love the way the white's down into the natural age of the wood. We'll just seal it with a little bit of clear wax and we'll be good to go. We still had a little bit of a crack showing, so we just put a little of this patch and paint in the crack, let it dry, and now we're ready to paint. DIY paint doesn't require any prep. I just wiped it down and I'm gonna go ahead and put my first coat on here. It'll take about 2 coats to get pretty good coverage. Then I'll follow up by wet distressing. So this particular mirror is glued to the backer and gallery frames, so we're not gonna take it off. I'm just gonna go ahead and paint it, distress it, seal it, and then we'll take a razor blade and remove any excess paint and sealer.
While Jami finishes painting that up, it is time to take this apart. Just gotta get my clamps off of here. And that doesn't have, it's got a little bit of excess squeeze out glue, but those came off pretty easy. Okay, so I'm gonna put some glue down all on the face of this here. Then line up my holes. Takes about 24 hours for the glue to cure up. This has been sitting for about 4, so it should be good and strong, but it's not gonna be ready for anything load bearing on it just yet. I'm gonna wait that full day. All right, so Jami has decided she's going to paint the base first, and then she'll paint the top, and then we'll put them together because it'll be easier like that.
So I'm painting the underneath of this first with a DIY apothecary, just because sometimes the bottom shows and it's just neater if it's painted. I'm not worried about this whole piece here getting painted, just the lip. Then I'll flip it over and do the top. This covers pretty well. I'm gonna cover it with 1 coat and then I'll come back and touch up anywhere where it's a little bit streaky or imperfect, but you get pretty good coverage with the first coat. I just like to come back and make sure that it's not looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a second coat on. It's not gonna give us 100% coverage. I'd need 3 coats for that, but it's good enough that when I wet distress it, it'll be just about perfect. Careful when you're putting your second coat on, especially if you haven't waited a long time, because sometimes when you put your second coat on, it will activate the first coat. So just tread lightly and you'll be good to go. So this is also gonna get a second coat. I won't worry about second coating the under lip because you're not really gonna see that. But you definitely wanna cover anywhere where it looks kind of streaky and get that all covered up. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a damp rag and bring out all the detail on this mirror. Until this is sealed with wax, it's water soluble, which allows me to just take the paint right off. So this I'm gonna be using a different wet rag because I don't wanna pull that white paint from the other piece onto it. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly hit where it would naturally wear. So we have a full video all about clear wax. There's lots of things to know about cure time, buffing, etc. I'll have Zeb drop that link below. I'm gonna go ahead and clear wax this, and then we'll remove all the excess paint from the mirror.
So we got the repairs done and 3 projects knocked out today. Not the most productive day, but got some stuff out of there that had been sitting in there a long time waiting.
It's not like this is the only thing we did today. The nice thing about repairs is you can glue them, walk away, ship packages, work on other projects, do what you have to do, come back, and then add some paint and just keep going. That's how we get the most done every day, is we're always multitasking. So while something's drying, we're doing something else. If you want to achieve similar looks, be sure you go to jamirayvintage.com. We used apothecary, white swan, clear wax, and you didn't see it, but I also used some white wax on this piece.
If you like this video, be sure to share it. It helps us create new content and meet new friends.
Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.